Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. I am not Lisa, I am the Music Man, and I think that deserves a little laugh track. What do you think? I'm going to have a lot of fun with these buttons this evening. Good evening, Lisa.
Hello, hello, Norman. How you doing today?
Okay, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
I don't have the pleasure of having you in the studio tonight. You're in your home state of Pennsylvania.
That is correct. And I am also happy to have Carol with us this evening. Carol Boyer of Jaffa. And she is going to be speaking with us about her experiences with Jafra and also some of her life experiences, I'm hoping.
Well, let me interrupt 1 second. I've never had, I don't think I've ever had a guest, and I've had a lot of guests in 5 years, that has more experience in what she does and other things that are just remarkable. And she's going to tell us her story from the beginning of how it started, where it's at, and where it's going.
Absolutely, because back to 1978, that's crazy. Tell us more, Carol.
Well, hi.
Good evening, Carol. Welcome.
Welcome to you, Norman and Lisa. Thank you for hosting this. Yes, I was introduced to Jafra in the fall of 1978, and I was teaching at the University of Maryland at that time. I live in Maryland, but I'm a native Washingtonian. So is my husband, and so is my husband's father. So we have three generations of Washingtonians with our oldest daughter. But I was expecting the second daughter. I didn't know whether it was going to be a boy or a girl in 1978. And I was invited to go to a Jafra Cosmetics party in Maryland to introduce my oldest daughter, who was going to be 4 pretty soon, and this woman's daughter, because we didn't have a second car. We had one car, and I needed to find somebody that could help drive the first kid to nursery school.
Carol, can I interrupt you just 1 second? Could you tell everybody what Jafra is? Because there's a lot of people that don't understand what that means.
Oh, well, Jafra is a skincare, makeup, beauty, spa, bath and body, fragrance, personal care products.
That's
the
it?
only thing we don't make that everyone uses in their bathroom and their bedrooms are products for your teeth and hair coloring. But we make shampoo and hair products, but not the hair color. So the only thing that I use and my whole family uses that is not Jafra are our teeth products and hair coloring. And I'm the only one that really colors her hair. So that's Jafra. We make more than 500 products.
Are they organic?
Everyone uses every day. And my family of 4, because my grandson and the daughter that I was pregnant with in 1978, and my husband and I, we use about 40 Jafra products a day.
Carol, are they organic, all your products?
They have a lot of organically derived ingredients. We do not test on animals. We do not use parabens or phthalates or in our products. And all of our products are tested by a board certified dermatologist to make them pure. We even have a halal certification. Our products are pure.
Wow, you are very passionate about your products and Jafra. What has Jafra added to your life?
Oh my gosh. Besides the wonderful compliment that you gave me at the beginning, Lisa, when you thought I was way younger than my husband, who's about to turn 80. And I mentioned we're going to have a nice little party for him this weekend. And she thought that my husband robbed the cradle. I said, no, I'm close to my husband's age. I'm in my middle 70s. So not only has Jafra made me look younger than my chronological age, and I shared with Lisa and Norman, I've never had Botox injections. I've never had plastic surgery except on my dropped earlobe. So besides making you look up to 10 years and more younger, I've met the most wonderful people throughout the United States and its territories in my 40 plus years in Jafra, people that are long-term friends. And not only do we share the passion and love of Jafra Cosmetics International products, we share grandchildren. We share so much more than Jafra because we have become friends. I have lifelong friends for more than 40 years and new friends in Jafra that I meet every week, and it's carried me through. And they help
Carol,
me through life
tell us the
trials
beginning.
and tribulations too.
Tell us the beginning, though, of how you got into Jerry. You mentioned something in the beginning about taking your daughter to a play date
Right,
or
right. In
something. So let's pick it up from
1978,
there.
1978, I was invited to a Jafra party because the lady that was having the party, we were going to have our daughters meet because she was going to be the person that would drive the older daughter to the preschool classes they had. And I was pregnant with the second daughter, who's about to turn 44 next month. And she lives here with us and with our grandson, who's 7.5. So the first time I used this, I was a little bit nervous, but I was all open, and I couldn't believe how the Royal Jelly Milk Balm, which was Jafra's signature product at that time, felt on my skin. I called it liquid velvet in front of the consultant. The consultant was a full-time dental hygienist, and I was teaching at the University of Maryland at the time. I was also using some very expensive skincare products that I bought at the department stores. You know, they're still in business today. And I looked at the price point of Jafra's skincare regimen, and it was so much less than what I was paying for even one product of this higher end skincare company. And I want to let you know that Jafra sources its ingredients from the same companies that the high end department store cosmetics purchase their ingredients from. But we have an edge. We're the only skincare company in the world that has royal jelly oil. And
What does that mean, royal jelly oil?
Royal jelly is the basis of most of our skincare products, which comes from the honeybees. And royal jelly is a naturally occurring product that only the honeybees could make. It's made from pollen and honey, and they feed the queen bee, the worker bees feed the queen bee royal jelly for her entire life. But there's lots of worker bees that feed the queen bee because she lives 4 to 5 times longer than the worker bees. They die out. But royal jelly oil is an exclusive prescriptive product that only Jafra has. There are other skincare companies that use royal jelly, but none of them use royal jelly oil, which is exclusive to Jafra.
Awesome, awesome. And I noticed that Jafra is doing some pollination incentives down in Mexico. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we protect the bees. It's called the Pollinator Partnership, which Jafra began donating. It is the world's largest nonprofit dedicated exclusively to protecting bees and other pollinators. And we also have a honeybee health grant, which helps scientists at the University of Mexico develop a tool to evaluate the risk of pesticide exposure on bees. I don't know if you ever saw the Bee movie that Jerry Seinfeld directed and wrote the story. It is a beautiful story about how honeybees are so important to our environment.
Absolutely.
It's animated, but it's got a beautiful story about what honeybees bring to our world.
Do you breed honeybees?
My husband would like to.
No, I don't mean you personally. Does the company breed honeybees?
Yes, we have beehives that we get the royal jelly from, and it doesn't hurt the bees.
Is it just? Do you get it just from your company, or do you also purchase from other sources?
I'm not sure about the answer to that. I would have to find out. But Jafra does protect the bees, and we do have beehives that we get our royal jelly from. And scientists that work for skincare companies have never been able to reproduce royal jelly. It is a natural product. They've not been able to do different things to make it look like that.
Do other companies use this honey?
Yes, other skincare companies do use royal jelly in some of their products, but none of them have royal jelly oil. And it's the exclusive rights that we have called RJX, which is royal jelly to the high power that they don't have, that we have. And we also use white truffle in a lot of our Defy products. This is my favorite line, which is called Defy, and it is awesome, especially for the 50 plus crowd, for women and men. We have a lot of men that use Royal Jelly or Jafra products, and we just
Okay, that's
enrolled
the
someone
question
that
I
is a
was going to.
barber that uses the Royal Jelly products on his male clients. They love
That's
it.
what I was going to ask you. This conversation is really about women until you mentioned men. What kind of products do you have for men, and how should they be used by men?
Well, our skincare products are excellent for men. We have a revitalized line with Royal Jelly in every product, from the cleanser to the serums to the SPF. And I strongly advise men and women to definitely use an SPF product of 50 plus every day.
What
If
is it
you have a
called?
little excess, put it on your
FCF?
hands. So we even have a Royal Jelly body complex that men that are bald by choice, they like to shave their heads for, because it's a
Yep.
fashion statement,
I have
or
one
they're
of
bald
those.
by heredity. A lot of barbers use that product on the men's bald heads. They love it. And we have several men in the Washington, D.C. and Maryland area that many of my team have male clients that use this product and swear by it. And men use deodorant, right?
Yes.
Men use bath and shower gel. Men use hand cream. Men use shampoo. So my husband uses all the Jafra products, and he uses the products that help firm up his skin. People don't believe he's almost 80. He said, you got to be kidding. He looks like he's about 60 to 65.
Awesome.
You got a
Awesome.
picture to show everybody?
Not yet. No, I would have to share my screen, but I think it would take me a while. It would take me a while to pull up one of his pictures.
Now, I also noticed that Jafra stood up and helped during COVID with hand
Yes.
sanitizer. What would
Yes.
you like to tell us about that?
Well, in early 2020, you all know that the demand for very specific self-care items skyrocketed, and the supply couldn't keep up. Jafra developed very quickly hand sanitizers, and we did that. And we sold, and it has 70% ethyl alcohol, which is 10% more than what the CDC recommends for healthcare facilities. We sold 50,000 hand sanitizers in 13 hours.
Whoa.
Whoa.
In March or April of, you know, that you couldn't find hand sanitizer
Right.
even on Amazon. I had people that I never met before that never bought Jafra from me. They bought hand sanitizers. I put it out there on my emails, and people were buying it. So we shifted our priorities. We also partnered with organizations that supported community workers, and this includes health facilities, residents, and staff of nursing homes, women's shelters, and food banks, Salvation Army, the Los Angeles Food Bank, and Christian Community Action, to donate 50,000 hand sanitizers to a lot of these nonprofit organizations because they needed it. So Jafra answers the call.
That is remarkable. That is a quality company that you are representing.
How come
And,
How come I've never heard of them though? Are they mostly in Europe, or you're in the States?
Jafra started in 1956. We are 66 and a half years old now, by Jan and Frank Day. That's why it got the Jafra.
Did they do any brand name advertising on TV, radio?
Well, Gillette owned us back in the, Gillette was one of our owners. I think Jafra needs to do a lot more marketing, and we have a new CEO at Jafra that just started last month, and she is a marketing maven, and I believe Jafra is going to be up there. We are listed as the top 100 skincare companies in the world, and we're very big in Indonesia and in Mexico. If you mention to people that are of Spanish heritage, almost 9 out of every 10, and that's Carol's little baseline, they've heard of Jafra. In Mexico, Jafra is the #1 cosmetic in Mexico. We beat the department store brands in Mexico, but we've got to do a better job in the United States and its territories. I agree. It's amazing that Jafra needs to be a household word. Very much so.
It sounds like it's still the best kept secret.
We say that a lot within our Jaffa community. Absolutely.
Well, we have to
Yes.
change that, and that's what this show is all about. Getting the word
Yes.
of Jafra out there and getting Carol, your name, out there as well. And if people are interested and they would like to call in and maybe ask Carol a question, you can call in by dialing 516-448-2066. That's 516-448-2066. And our renowned engineer will pick up the phone and let me know that you're on the phone, and we shall chat.
I'll be
Yes.
happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. So I hear your passion in your voice about Jafra. Tell us, what do you love most about Jafra?
The friendships that I've made with clients that have become good friends over the years. And many of these clients have decided to enroll with Jafra and open their account. And the Jafra community of leaders and consultants all over the country. Many of them are watching right now. Kisses to you, my friends in Jafra, because you're supporting the Business Power Hour with and Lisa Rodino and the Music Man. So thank you. And you have been invited by Norman, the Music Man, to share your Jafra story at some point. So it's the friendships, the quality of the company. This company was owned for the last few years by the top direct sales company, one of the top 5 in the world. It's a German company, but now we've been absorbed by Betterware Mexico. And we are the first direct sales company to be listed on the NASDAQ. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Betterware
That's really,
Mexico
really good.
is on the NASDAQ. So you can buy stock in Betterware Mexico because Jafra's part of it.
Carol, let me
That
ask you a
is
question.
awesome.
You started talking about the jelly milk bomb. You talked about your daughter at a play date. But how did you really get into Jafra? Weren't they chasing you around a little bit to get a hold of you?
Well, my consultant, who was a full-time hygienist at the time, I met her at that party in Maryland. When the 2 older girls met to do a play date, and the women sat in the other room and tried on the skincare. So I tried it, and Diane, hi there. I don't know if Diane's on, but Diane Sampson now lives in South Carolina, but she was living in Maryland, and I wanted to get the Royal Jelly Milk Bomb, which was the only Royal Jelly product that Jafra had 40 plus years ago. And I wanted to get it free. So I decided I would host a party after the little one was born. And then I hosted a second party because I ran out. I wanted another Royal Jelly Milk Bomb, which was a very expensive product at the time. But you got it free when you hosted a party with some of your friends.
Is this like a Tupperware party?
Not exactly. But it's similar to that. It's a party plan thing, yes. But I do a lot more parties on Zoom now. So the consultant said that with the second party, she was trying to earn a trip at the time, and now this is about 1980. The little baby was almost 1 year old, and she said to me, "You would be great being a Jafra representative." And she shared with me the wonderful success qualities I had. And of course, I agreed because it's like the pure form of love. When you share with someone, you'd be great doing this because you are so outgoing. You really help that person. I saw you help that person that had a problem in the customer service line, and you were fabulous with keeping your cool with an irate customer. Whatever it is you want to share with someone, share some success qualities with that person and why he or she would be great. So I acknowledge these qualities, but I really didn't think I had the time. I had to attend a couple of other Jafra events before I decided I would do it, because now I'm teaching part-time objective writing class at the University of Maryland. It's now called the Global Campus, University of Maryland Global Campus. It was called a little something else. And I still had the new home that we got. There's a lot of stuff to do when you've got a new home. So she invited me to an award ceremony. And, I'm Italian American on both sides of the family. And when you're going to feed me, I'm all there. So I went to the luncheon. And I saw women, I had a preconceived notion of who these people would be. And they all had different types of careers. They were different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different religions, different, they were all different. And I dropped my preconceived notion. And then I saw them walking up on stage. The competitive edge of Carol came out, and I go, hey, she could do that. I can do that. And the interesting thing is, one of the events I went to, which was in my local area, the woman that made the takeaway, it was a Jafra event. She passed away a few years ago, and we ended up enrolling her daughter so she could carry on the longevity of her mom. And she's enrolled in my team. And this
Well,
is
hold it,
great.
hold it. You have a team?
I have a huge team of more than 300 people in
You
my
have
downline.
300 people that sell this product that report to you.
Nobody needs to report to me. They don't need to report.
So then, why is
There's
it
no
why is
happening
it a
with
team?
Jafra.
How do you make it a team?
Because they enrolled with Jafra. Many of them enrolled with me. Some of them enrolled on some of my team members. And then I have branches that have branched out, and they are leaders of their own teams. But I earn a commission on my entire team of consultants of more than 300 people.
That's great.
Some people have a Jafra account just so they can get wholesale for their families and themselves.
Are
We
you
love
looking
them.
for more people?
Absolutely.
All right, since you're
Absolutely.
looking for more people, let's start off by giving your phone number. How do people get in touch with you?
They can call me on my cell on 301 466 1100. Really easy.
Say it again.
301 466 1100.
And
It's
your
really
email
easy
address?
number, and you can say, I want to learn more about Jafra.
Do you have an email address you would like to give?
Yes, I do. It's CC, two C's, Boyer, Boyer, at Comcast, COMCAST.net. Make sure you put the two C's, CC Boyer, at Comcast.net. And you can enroll with Jafra right now for $25, and your shipping is included, and you get more than $130 of our favorite products. Or you can enroll
That's very
for
inexpensive.
$200, shipping included, and you get more than $700 of products, shipping's included. What I love about Jafra is there's no auto ships. There's 30% is our, you never get below 30%. There's no minimum order. A lot of people just want to open an account to save money. We love you. If you want to just save money and order 2-3 times a year, get the things you want that you use every day.
Besides
Fine.
skincare products and such, are there any other kind of products that one can order?
Everything you use in your bathroom, from deodorants to shampoo to hair conditioners to our wonderful hair capsules with grapeseed oil that comes from Italy. I don't have brittle ends in my hair, but I love the way it makes my hair feel. So we have hair care, body and spa care products that, self-care. We have baby products that are wonderful, and a lot of adult women use our lavender baby products because you know that lavender helps de-stress you. We have masks, we have body scrubs, we have bath and body gel, we have the best fragrances. Many of our eau de parfums, which you'll see EDP, eau de parfum, are
What is that?
designed by the top and oldest fragrance houses in the world. Unbelievable fragrances, bath and body, beauty products, and many of our beauty products have royal jelly in them. My lipstick has royal jelly in it. My
Nice.
mascara, which is a Luxe mascara, I have itty bitty lashes, has royal jelly in it. So if you want to have healthy products from your toes to your hands, we have foot care products. So it's for everyone, from babies to teens to adults, seniors.
That's amazing, all that you have available. And for everyone, from the newborn to the seniors. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that our low, which is 30% savings, is what many other direct sales company give their consultants as their high. We go up to 50% And as a leader, I get 55, it's 55.5% savings on what I'm buying for myself. It's
So
great.
those are your cost savings. Is the
And
lowest
my
30%?
family. And my
Awesome.
family, my grandson, my husband, myself, and our daughter who was, being almost ready to be born when I was introduced to Jeff.
When you mentioned about joining and
Crazy.
the $25 and getting $130 worth of product, that is very, very reasonable because some of your so-called competition offers the same kind of deal, but the prices are totally different.
Correct. And we have free training. We have free social media content. Jaffra YouTube channel, if you want to go check out videos on Jaffra YouTube. We have celebrities that a famous soccer player named Emily Boyd uses Jaffra, and we have a nice YouTube video about Emily's use of one of our wonderful fragrances called J Sport Femme, and the cap doesn't come off because it's great for fitness, people that do fitness and workouts or whatever it is. So Emily Boyd has a nice video going on right now about how much she loves our new J Sport Femme fragrance. But she uses
Very
Jaffra
nice.
anyway.
That is awesome. Now, I know we're getting to the bottom of the hour, so we're going to be going on a commercial break in just a moment. But not only is Jaffa interesting, you as a person and your life history is very interesting too. And I want to touch on that in our next segment. So when we come back, I want to learn about your little interesting story. I
We're
mean,
going to start all over again, basically from the beginning, but about you.
yes,
But about
Absolutely.
you and with the situation that you had to grow up in.
right.
Absolutely.
I have a family member that had the same path as you, but this is interesting, and we'll leave it for the unknown and let everyone know when we get back on
Tune
to
back
the next
in.
segment.
All right,
Yeah,
Mr.
Russell.
Engineer, can you take us to commercial break?
You've got it, Mr. Norman.
Stay tuned, everyone. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Many businesses fail due to lack of adequate funding, and it's extremely difficult for startups and early-stage companies to be approved for financing or business credit. We say yes to funding when others may have told you no. Our approval rate is more than 85%. That's because we created a custom process that assures your company gets access to the best funding for your situation, regardless of any past rejections. We offer a new and innovative business funding and credit solution. Our exclusive process is administered by a qualified team of financial strategists who work together with you one-on-one to guide you step by step so you don't have to struggle to find quality funding for your business. We believe all great business ideas deserve to be approved for funding. Set yourself up for success and increase your access to capital so your business will not only succeed but thrive. Give us a call now and start your success plan today.
And we're back.
Okay, welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man and our special guest, Carol Boyer. Did I ever call you Boyer?
Well, it does have a French derivation. But no.
C'est
No,
bon.
Yes, yeah.
Wait.
Wait. That's how it sounds like in the Bronx, where I grew up. But you had a
Ah,
very interesting childhood in growing up. Let's tell all the listeners that are in right now all about your childhood.
Okay. Well, um, I'm a polio survivor. We talk about vaccines and things like that. Well, in 1952, when I was 3 years old, there was no polio vaccine. Most of you tuning in, if you're under 70 years old, you probably got the polio vaccine because it came out in 1955. I missed it by a little bit. So, so they called it infantile paralysis back in the day, or the scientific term is poliomyelitis. So I was 3, and in my late 60s, I found out that I have post polio syndrome. So I went through all of this through my childhood. I had to wear braces on both legs. I walked with crutches on both sides. Um, and I had a lot of surgery. Some of it was very painful surgery to help me not have to use braces, not have to use crutches. And I did all kinds of stuff, sports and what, best as I could. But in my middle to late 60s, I started falling down a lot more. And I said, I probably have post polio syndrome. And I thought I beat it because I made it through my 50s and my early 60s and said, oh, I'm not getting what a lot of other people were getting. So I then had to wear a brace again on my right leg up to my knee, which I hadn't used since I was 12. And I use a Canadian crutch to get around. I have a little scooter when I need to do longer trips,
What's a
but
Canadian
nevertheless,
crutch?
yeah, it's a Canadian crutch. Looks like this.
yes.
Yeah. And so, you know, I was very blessed that back in the 1940s and 50s, polio was the March of Dimes focus. And now, in the last many years, it's birth defects. But back in the 1940s and 50s, Franklin Delano Roosevelt assigned us to a private group. It wasn't government funded. And I was able to meet then Vice President Nixon. And I'm honored that over my many years of working for disability related federal contracts and grants and federal jobs, I have met both President Bushes in my life. Um, and I was even invited to President Clinton's last official event, which was the unveiling of the Franklin Delano Roosevelt seated in his wheelchair, a bronze thing that was there, and I got to go to the unveiling. So that was great because Angelica Houston's husband was the sculptor, but everybody was gathering around Angelica Houston because she's the big celebrity. And then in the early 80s, I saw a news program that showed former March of Dimes um, poster children. I was the poster child for Washington, D.C. back in the middle 50s. And I never received any invitation to this March of Dimes thing at the Reagan White House. So I
Why didn't they
called
send you an invitation?
because I wasn't a national poster child. I was the Washington,
Oh,
D.C. poster child. And then I called this young woman that worked in the public relations office of March of Dimes. And we realized that we both had the same orthopedic surgeon that did the same surgeries on us. We're both the same age. Her initials are CB, mine's CB at the time. Um, I'm married, um, and she had the opposite feet. My right foot is smaller than my left foot, which makes it real fun to buy shoes. And she was opposite, so we ended up meeting up with each other, and we traded all of our other shoes together, and we still sent some shoes to each other to this day. So as the rest of the cliche goes, she invited me to a lunch meeting with another woman who's a post polio person, and she told me that they might be able to get a job at the U.S. Access Board at the time, and she helped me get that first job.
What is that?
Government. Yeah,
Tell us where did you get this job?
it was in Washington D.C. It was the U.S. Access Board.
Axel, what does that mean though? The Access War.
The Access Board is a federal independent agency. It had a much longer name back in the 80s, but they're called the U.S. Access Board. But they help with regulations for people with disabilities, and they help with federal laws and for accessibility.
So you became an
With disabilities.
advocate. So it sounds like you became an advocate for those with disabilities.
Absolutely, because my life took that turn, all because I was a little bit upset that I didn't get invited to that dinner at the White House, and the rest is history. So I've had
What
honored
what were
to
they
serve
serving for
people.
dinner that you missed?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I was honored to serve as the Equal Opportunity Specialist of the U.S. Department of Justice's Disability Rights Section, a senior policy specialist at the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Disability Employment Policy, and my last position was as a
And how long ago was your
senior
last
disability
position?
expert for a contract with the U.S. Department of Defense. So I worked at the Pentagon for my last 9 months before I retired. And I
Wow.
also started my own company called A Diversity Advantage, where I help people and businesses learn about how to make their businesses and their nonprofits or state and local governments accessible and follow the laws for state and local governments, federal agencies, and private businesses so that they can meet the, you know, be the law, follow the laws.
Right, the disability requirements for their institutions.
Absolutely. And I was
So-
at a county building today, and their interior door was more than 5 pounds of force. I know that because I could hardly open it. I couldn't
So-
believe it.
Wow.
It was a
So
new building.
so you've had all these roles that you've done over the years while also maintaining your Jafra business.
Absolutely.
Wow. So your plate's been full, but you've definitely been able to keep going with it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, before we continue with this, there's something that is very interesting to me because it's about cars. Jafra has a special car program for their consultants. I guess I don't know a better word to use for them. Can you tell us just briefly about what this free car program is?
Well, they're redeveloping it right now with our new leadership, but they do have a car allowance program, which I'm moving towards having, where you have an extra amount of money that comes into your commission check of anywhere between $300 or $400 extra per month, and then they have a Mercedes, a leased Mercedes, when you get up to the highest level in Jafra, which is called the ambassador level. And if you don't, you get to choose between two different kinds of Mercedes. Or if you choose, you don't want, and they lease it and they pay for everything. All you have to do is put gas in it.
What kind of Mercedes do you have?
And if you don't want to have the leased Mercedes for a 3-year stint, then you get another one after 3 years. You can choose to get $600 a month above and beyond your Jafra override checks.
What kind of Mercedes do you have, Carol?
I don't have a Mercedes yet.
Maserati? Do they
I don't
offer a
know
Maserati?
even though it's an Italian car. Yeah, the Italians know about food and cars and fashion, right?
That's right.
Yes.
And
Food, cars, and
skincare.
fashion. And history. Yep. Yeah, Jafra is still active in Italy, by the way, because the distributor, it's still active in Italy, and Indonesia is unbelievable because it's owned by Vorwerk still, the German company. So Jafra just went way up in Indonesia.
Wow.
Now, Jafra is an environmentally conscious kind of company.
Yes, it is.
They can tell us a little about that.
Very environmentally conscious. We have won awards. We are with, if I can find that, it's called a recycle company, and we are. Hold on, I got to make sure I give you the right information. But yeah, we do not test on animals for many, many years, and let's see. Okay, we partner with How To, HOW, the number 2, How to Recycle. And in 2002, we already learned about that. We donate to the Pollinator Partnership, the world's largest nonprofit dedicated to protect bees and other pollinators. So we have an environmentally conscious company. All of our boxes are 70% recycled products. We even are taking away, we're not doing a lot of plastic things around our products. We even have a fragrance that comes with a cardboard, 2 little things that you can have pots. They're like two little cardboard pots that you can raise your tomatoes in or whatever you want to do in your home. So we're very environmentally conscious with our product packaging.
No pesticides.
No,
No, and you even mentioned about the bees. Don't they test the bees to make sure that they're pesticides or that
yeah,
something with
yeah. We're
pesticides?
developing. As I mentioned earlier, Jaffra's honeybee health grant to the scientists at the University of Mexico. They're developing a tool to evaluate the risk of pesticide exposure to bees because bees are so important to our environment, big time.
Yes, and I've heard of campaigns nowadays, the no mow May, to let the grasses grow in the month of May so that the bees can do their pollinating throughout, the states and get their pollination out there so we can have the flowers continue because there are some deficits of the bees out there.
You had mentioned that the company, I guess, is based out of Mexico. Where in Mexico?
Um, I'm not sure exactly, but Jaffra's based out of the Southern California area. In
But better where?
Betterware, Mexico is the owner of Jaffra USA and Jaffra Mexico.
Yeah, but where are they located? Any idea?
Possibly Mexico City. I'm not sure exactly where Betterware is located, but I believe it's in the capital.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
And what's so special about what they do for the Mexicans? Do they?
Well, there's one thing that they do. There's a Fundación Betterware, which was started in 2018. It commits to positively impact Mexican communities, making respect and honesty two fundamental human values, making them a daily part of one's life. So this educational model, which was developed by the Human Values Foundation, it is aimed at elementary school students and seeks to promote and encourage a culture of values through a constructive way for these elementary school students. So that's part of Betterware too. It's the process for children, teachers, and parents.
What is a Sorrow Optimist?
The Soroptimist, this was in 2021. Jaffra was honored to support the work of the Soroptimist, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping women and girls, some of whom have experienced domestic violence, sex trafficking, and poverty, to be able to reach their full potential. Through it's called their dream programs. They provide, it's called Live Your Dream. They provided access to training and education that leads to women's economic empowerment. So that's something that I'm proud that Jaffra supported. And a few years ago, Jaffra also donated a lot of money to the Go Red for Women organization, which is part of the American Heart Association, because heart disease is the #1 killer of women. And I'm proud that Jaffra supported that a few years back.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's a really nice company. They're really involved with the world.
Yes, it's a wonderful organization to be a part of. Now, you've retired from the other life that you had with the representation and everything. How does Jaffra keep up? You're keeping full-time busy with Jaffra now?
It seems like it's full-time, but it really is part-time. I have a very busy life. I do a lot of civic. I work for, not work for, but I donate my time to the Zonta organization of my county. It's called Zonta Club of Prince George's County, Maryland, Prince George's County area. And that is a nonprofit that's been around since 2019 that advances the economic and educational and empowerment of women around the world. And so I've been with that organization for 28 years.
Wow.
And I've been president, I've been vice president, I've served in that capacity. And that is a powerful organization. Amelia Earhart was one of the members of Zonta many years ago. And I just attended an Amelia Earhart event with my club, and Zonta organization gives fellowships to women that are in the aerospace and engineering sciences. And I'm happy to say that we have given, Zonta organization has given millions and millions of dollars to women in that field. And Zonta is the only organization that Amelia Earhart ever joined. And of course, she started the 99s. That was her own organization. So Zonta is near and dear to my heart, but I also donate my time to a civic group, which is a 501c3 fighting county council weirdness. And we won today. I was the last speaker in support of a bill that's to overturn a previous bill. We've been fighting this for 4 years, and I spoke very powerfully, and the county council moved forward with what we've been working on for 4 years. And of course, the attorneys for the developers were not happy.
Oh,
So when the
wonderful.
little people win against developers, that's a really good thing.
That's a big win.
You know what's
Congratulations.
another really good thing? Is that I'm reading on the notes that I've taken that the month of November, and we all, I mean, I knew this, I think a lot of people know this, that it's Give Back Month.
Right.
Out of the month of the year, November has been chosen to be the Give Back Month. And Jaffa has been very involved with Give Back Month. Tell everybody about it.
Well, that's I mentioned before that we've given to the Seroptimus Club the Live Your Dream grant, but this last November, different Jafra leaders and consultants across the country would do their own give back. Some of them are people that have survived alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and many of them are clean and they've given back to their local shelters. They have actually donated purchasing a business kit for many of the women in their local shelters. So many of our Jafra leaders and consultants give back in their own way across the country.
And that is liveyourdream.org. Is that part of Jafra?
Yeah, well, Jafra doesn't fund that right now, but they did that up until 2021. But we may have something coming up this year, so stay tuned.
Awesome. Awesome.
You got a
awesome.
special hand sanitizer that's coming through soon too?
Well, we decided not to keep that product for the future because so many other companies make that. So we are not going to be having hand sanitizers at this time, but I donate a lot. In 2020, I donated a lot of foot care and hand care products to first responders in my county through my Zonta Club. So I donated that. And this last December, I donated a lot of personal care products to the Justice Center in my county through my Zonta Club. But it was Jafra products that I donated to women that have been affected by domestic violence. So I donate. So a lot of us do that. And I donated probably a couple $100 of products to women and for their children and themselves to the Justice Center in our county, which is a one-stop place that our Zonta Club of my county has sponsored. So I do a lot of stuff with nonprofit organizations, volunteer. I don't make any money, but it's gratifying to help do that.
Where do you provide all these services? I mean, is it in person? Is it online? Is it
It's both.
Zoom?
I do a little bit of both. I like to see people in person, but the next best thing is I do a Zoom every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern through my Zoom connection. And if you want to get on my Zoom, you actually receive a gift. If you're all guests get a gift. They get something through snail mail and they get something shipped to them personally, which is a little Jafra gift. And I ask them what kind of gift they want. Do they want a little skincare? Do they want some body or fragrance? And some people say, no, I don't want fragrance, or I do, blah, blah, blah. And they get a little gift for just tuning into my Zoom on Sundays at 2. I'm not going to be doing a couple late February to the middle of March because I'm going to be overseas.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, what are you going to be doing there?
I'm going to go for my 5th trip to Egypt, and my husband's like 17th or 18th. He knows how to read hieroglyphics. He knows how to read Coptic. He loves ancient Egypt. He's a PhD physicist, but he loves Egyptian history. And I think that's why I connected with him when I was about 19 or 20 years old. I was a student at the University of Maryland, and I was I loved history. I was a history major after my psych degree. And this guy was really cool. And so his love of history and my love of history brought us together.
That's fascinating. I have a son who is a multilinguist. He's a polyglot at this point. And if he could not have to worry about money, he said he would love to be on those digs, like in Israel or over in the Middle East. And what you're saying about Egypt, wow, your husband knows the scripts, writing, and
He
everything.
can read hieroglyphics. He taught himself. He's such a great, learner. And he's been on at least 15 or 16 archaeological expeditions with
Nice.
a very famous Egyptologist who's a really good friend. And by the way, she is a Jafra rep because she couldn't believe how young I looked. She's in her middle 50s now, and she's been using Jafra for the last 10 years. I have to ship some products to her. Parents live in Maryland, but she's a full professor at the American University in Cairo, and she also consults with many Egyptological digs. You've seen her on the Discovery Channel, you've seen her on the History Channel or the Smithsonian Channel. Her name is Salima Ikram, and she's Pakistani, but she loves Egypt. And so she's a Jafra lover.
Nice. Very nice.
Carol, guess what?
What?
It's almost time to say goodnight.
We've got
It's
about 9
almost
minutes.
it's almost an hour, but I don't want to leave without you getting out there some information, more information about your upcoming events and trade shows or anything else that you're getting involved with so people can follow you. Tell everybody what you got coming up.
Well, Jafra's having a lot of cities events in the next couple of weeks. They're actually going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, this coming Saturday from 10 to about 12:30. So if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, please text me and let me know you'd like to go to that event. They're going to be in Dallas. They're going to be in Chicago on the 24th of January. They're going to be in New York coming up soon. So if you'd like to go to one of Jafra's events, it's free, and you can learn more about Jafra, and you can get Jafra gifts at these events. So just text me 301-466-1100, and I'll tune you in.
Repeat that number again.
I'd like to go to one of these events.
Repeat the number again.
And slow down.
Okay, 301-466-1100.
Awesome.
And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they reach you?
That's what they can reach me through my cell phone, or they can send an email to CC, that's 2 C's, CC, BOYER@Comcast.net.
Last question of the night. It's going to either come from me or it's going to come from Lisa. Lisa, you want it or you want to give it to me?
I will let you go right ahead.
All right, real simple. Carol, what is the best part of being with Jafra? Tell it like it is.
Well, it's making money without having to leave your home. I mean, during COVID.
But not everybody can do that. Some people don't have people working for them.
2020 and 2021.
Wait a minute. You made the most money with Jafra being a member since the 80s or before. You made more in 2020 and 2021 online.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, she has 300 representatives.
Right.
That's how she makes it.
You know, the nice thing about Jafra is that there's no have-tos. There's no have-tos with Jafra. And this is what I like to stress to people. You can enroll right now for $25, and that includes your shipping. So, or you can enroll for $200. It's either way. And we have PayPal. So some people, and you can pay with your PayPal and pay over 4 to 6 weeks, and there's no interest.
Awesome. Get me signed up.
I like to use PayPal because sometimes I can't remember.
Lisa, you are too busy to do anything.
No, that's
So
true.
really
But I said, sign me up, because you know what? The products, they're going to sell themselves as I'm using them, as I'm sure
Right.
Carol will tell us.
One of my civic people that worked so hard, she came over to my blowout. She lives across the street. She worked so hard on these civic things. She's amazing. And she came over to my blowout inventory sale, and I did one hand only. I do a back of the hand facial. So if you're in Maryland, I can see you personally. And I don't do the other hand. And when I see people privately and you're at a party, I'll do one side of your face, and you will not believe, you will see, you will have an OMG experience the first time you try Jafra. And her daughter noticed her one hand looked better, softer.
And if you folks don't believe her, you give her a call. At what number, Carol?
301-466-1100.
And you will find out for yourself. But in the meanwhile, we thank you so much, Carol, for being here this evening. You did a great job. Absolutely super job. We would love to have you come back again and be a guest, because we have more excuse me, we have so much more information to talk about that you had sent us, which is really crazy.
Carol, we also offer guests that want to represent their nonprofit organizations. At the end of the month, we take the last week of the month to offer that for nonprofits. So if
Give Back Tuesday.
Yep. If there's
I
someone,
love it.
if there's someone that you can think of, or one of your groups that you'd like to represent and bring some of your team, you'd be more than welcome.
And if there's anybody out there that would like to be on the Business Power Hour show with Lisa and the Music Man, give the Music Man a call at 631-698-9696. That's 631-698-9696. Or call Lisa at
516-268-0350.
We did that very good. That was fun. Like,
Yes,
right?
you did a good job. Absolutely.
So let's give ourselves an applause. Really, what a terrific show tonight. Carol, you made the show. We thank you so much for being here, and I'm sure we'll be running into each other at a network meeting real soon. Don't go away. We're just going to sign off. Lisa and I are going to sign off for the evening, and we'll be back again next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock with the Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man. Lisa, got any final words?
Just stay tuned for next Tuesday. We'll be posting the next guest on our Facebook and LinkedIn, so stay tuned.
Thank you, everybody, and good night. Thank you so much.
Good night,
Carol,
everyone.
stay where you are.
Yeah.
The Business Power Hour with Lisa and the Music Man is sponsored by Media Stations. Create your own media and have your own station. To get started with your own content, call or text 516-448